Okay, we're back in Saratoga Springs, 84 Henry Street. We're at the bar, Tis Now Restaurant after hours, and we're going to recap the Arkansas Derby. J.C. Hart yesterday was on the show. He gave a pick of Flying Private, Dwayne Lucas's horse. We happen to believe the horse is still running on the track right now, so we're not going to really talk too much about Flying Private. But Papa Clem came up with a big win. Does that flatter the West Coast horses coming in? What do you think, John?
No. It'll be a rare year when I say the West Coast horses are flattered. I happen to believe East Coast 3-year-olds especially are superior most years. And I think that's definitely the case this year. I think Papa Clem is a really useful horse, though. I like the grit that he showed, passing what we now know as an injured Old Fashioned, apparently slabbed a knee and is done racing. Old Fashioned was one of my top 3 horses for the Derby, and he reminds me of Hard Spun a lot. The way he goes out, runs quick fractions, and continues on. I think he was a very classy colt. I'm sorry to see him go, but Papa Clem got by him says a lot for a horse that I think is, in my mind, has been on the fringes. Now has made a move to consolidate himself as one of the top 3 or 4 horses for the Derby.
Okay, well, you mentioned that you prefer horses coming out of the East. I mean, is it a surface issue, or because, let's face it, I mean, I Want Revenge came in, he wiped up in the Gotham, he cleaned up in the Wood Memorial in a tremendous performance. I mean, so what do you consider? Is I Want Revenge a West Coast or an East Coast horse?
He proved that he's really an East Coast horse. I mean, of course, none of these roads to the Derby are hard and fast. You know, you get horses that kind of switch tracks and move around, and okay, so it's hard to say exactly where anyone is coming from unless they stick to a straight line. But obviously, you know, I Want Revenge is thriving on the East Coast.
So how does this race here change the Derby picture or throw more light on what we're going to see in 3 weeks' time?
The major change is that Old Fashioned isn't running. And Papa Clem, I think, is a horse who's improving. He's still improving. That's always a great thing this time of year. I mean, I would move him from maybe 8th on my list to 3rd or 4th.
Do you think he's going to get the 1.25 mile distance?
I think he will. He rated very kindly today. He seemed to have an easy time of it. He moved when the jock asked him to move. He kept running. That's always a great sign to see at 9 furlongs. When they want more, they show it in the last furlong. So he upgraded himself in my eyes today, that's for sure.
All right, thanks, John. Thanks for the recap.